The young woman sat on the edge of her bed, staring at the wall. She had been sitting there for hours, unmoving. She felt numb, empty, and alone. She had just lost her job. She had been working at the same company for 5 years, and she had always been a good employee. But the company had been struggling financially, and they had been forced to lay off several employees. She was one of the unlucky ones. She didn't know what she was going to do. She had a mortgage to pay, and she had 2 young children to support. She didn't have any savings, and she didn't know how she was going to find another job. She felt like her whole world was falling apart. She didn't know how she was going to tell her husband. She didn't know how she was going to tell her children. She didn't know how she was going to face the future. She started to cry. She cried for a long time. She cried until she had no tears left. When she was finally finished crying, she stood up and walked over to the mirror. She looked at her reflection, and she saw a stranger staring back at her. She didn't recognize herself. She looked tired, defeated, and alone. She took a deep breath and said to herself, "You are not alone." She repeated those words over and over again. "You are not alone." She didn't know if she believed them, but she said them anyway. She went to bed that night, and she had a dream. In her dream, she was walking through a forest. She was lost and scared. She didn't know where she was going. Suddenly, she saw a light in the distance. She walked towards the light, and she saw a group of people gathered around a campfire. She walked up to the group of people, and they welcomed her with open arms. They gave her food and water, and they listened to her story. She told them about how she had lost her job and how she was feeling lost and alone. The people listened to her story, and they offered her their support. They told her that she was not alone and that they would help her get through this. The young woman woke up from her dream feeling comforted. She knew that she was not alone. She had the support of these people in her dream, and she knew that she would find the support she needed in the real world. The next day, she started looking for a new job. She didn't know how long it would take, but she knew that she would find a job eventually. She had the support of her family and friends, and she knew that she would get through this. She kept telling herself, "You are not alone." And she was right. She was not alone. She had the support of the people who loved her, and she would find the support she needed to get through this. If you are feeling lost and alone, remember that you are not alone. There are people who love you, and there are people who will help you. Don't give up. Keep fighting. You will get through this.